3 deep breaths first. So just stand evenly on the feet, equal weight into the heels and the toes. And take a big breath in, reaching the arms up over your head. And then exhale as you circle the arms out to the side and around. And 2 more of those. Inhale. And then exhale. Good, 1 more time. Inhale, reach the arms forward. And then exhale as the arms come around. Okay, we're going to roll down to touch the ground. So inhale, and then exhale. Just nod the head forward, round the shoulders. We're just slowly rolling down through the spine. Take as many breaths as you need to on the way down. Bend your knees, touch the ground, relax the head. Breathe in. And then breathe out, slowly rolling back up to standing. So just take your time on this first one. Allow the pelvis to come over the hips, rolling up through the low back. Let the shoulders come up and down and the head floats up last. Inhale and exhale. Tip the head, rounding, rolling down, slowly reaching down towards the ground. Let the head go. Inhale here. And then exhale, rolling back up. Inhale. This last time we're going to stay down there for a little bit. Exhale, roll down. I'm just going to turn side onto you, rolling all the way down. And get the hands flat onto the ground, bend the knees, look forward, big bend of the knees. And then straightening out through the backs of the legs, come onto your fingertips, drop your head. Inhale, bend the knees, look forward. And then exhale, hips go high, drop the head, straighten the backs of the legs. Take your hands to your shins if this is really difficult to straighten. Inhale, bend the knees, look forward. Last time, send those hips up high. Straighten out through the backs of the legs. Breathe in and then exhale, rolling all the way up. As I reach the arms up over your head and just circle them back down by your sides. Okay, we're going to warm up the legs a little bit. So take the feet quite wide, angle the feet out at a 45 degrees and just start with bending. So we're keeping the back straight with us and sitting right down into that wide squat. Open the knees and then standing up. Good. Bending down and then straightening up. That's it. So try not to lean forward as you do this. I'll just show you side on. So I'm trying to keep my back as upright as possible and just sink down into it. So I'm trying to open up my hips. That's it. We've got 5 more of these to go. Just see if you can go down a little bit lower as we start warming up into this. Just take your time. 2 more. Okay, this last one we're going to hold down here. We're just going to pulse up and down, just opening the knees, just working these hips to open them up. We've got 10 more. So that feet should be quite wide. 2 more. Good, and then all the way back up into standing. Walk the feet in so they're just a little bit wider than your hips. We're going to reach the arms forward, sit down into it. And then standing up, arms come down beside you. So you're going to sit down into it. Simon likes to copy me. Every time I turn, he's turning as well. That's so what a legend. Here we go. You stay that way. It's not your show. Last 2. Okay, let's stay down here and pulse here. So 20 of these pulses, really warming up through the legs. Keep the chest up, sitting down into it. 10 more. 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Standing all the way up. Just shake the legs out a little bit. I'll show you this next one. It's called the flying lunge. So we're going to step back into a lunge, and then standing up, I want you to raise that back leg up behind you and see if you can start to get your body parallel to the ground, leg lifting up behind you. Step that foot back, drop into a lunge. That's it, and standing up, tilt yourself forward. You want to keep the pelvis looking down at the ground as you're in this flying position. So don't allow the pelvis to rotate. Good. Oh, I'm getting breathless talking to you. And then hinge forward. Good. Upright for your lunge. And then lean forward. We'll do 2 more. Drop. And then lean. Good. Last one. Lift that leg up high. Good. Okay, let's change sides. So step 1 foot back, drop into a lunge, and then you're going to be standing up, reach that back leg up behind you. I'm going to turn so I can see what you're doing. Okay, lunge, then take the weight onto that front foot, step that back leg up. That's it. Good. Lunge, and then fly. Good. Keeping that back leg really straight. That's it. Stretch it long as you lean forward. Well, we've got 3 to go. Use your arms out wide if you want to for balance. Okay, last one. Okay, good. All right, we're coming down to sitting. So grab your bit of TheraBand if you have one. Otherwise your bicycle tube or the tire for dressing gown. And we're just going to use this to help to start with for this little roll down. So starting off in an upright sitting position. And then as you breathe out, you're just going to round your low back. So just curling your low back as you roll down halfway. And then you're going to roll up and sit yourself up straight. Good. And as you curl down, I'm curling off my tailbone, rolling back. Keep your feet firmly on the ground, and then bring your shoulders forward over your hips and sit yourself up. Okay, and again, curling, rolling back. That's it. And then curl forward, sit up. Okay, one more. Curl and roll back. Look to your knees, not to the ceiling. And then roll yourself back up and sit straight. Twist slightly towards me. And then we're doing the same thing. We're curling down, but in a little bit of rotation. And then come back up. We'll just stay with the same side for 4 of these. Rolling back and then rolling back up. So just focusing while we've got the help of the TheraBand on getting the spine to move. Getting the spine to roll into that curve position rather than just hinging back at the hips and really using your hip flexors. And come back up. Okay, twisting around to the other side. That's it. And up. Good. Exhale as you roll down. And inhale coming up. Last 2. And up. Got a last one. Okay, so that was the helpful part of it. Now get rid of the band and just reach the arms out in front of you. And then without the assistance of the band, just curl, scoop yourself back, roll back, keep the feet grounded, and then roll forward, reach the arms up high as you come into sitting. Flatten the back out here. Reach the arms forward, curl and roll back. And reach the arms forward as you come up, shoulders over your hips, and then straighten out through the back. Okay, we're going to add on. So curl and roll back. Lift the left arm up towards the ceiling, and then back. And now the right arm up towards the ceiling. Good. And then back, and roll yourself up. Stretch both arms to the ceiling, sit up as straight as you can. Arms come forward and curl and roll back. Left arm reaches to the ceiling. And then the right arm. Reach the arms forward, curl and roll up. This time we're going to try both arms together. But if this is super challenging for you, then just stay with the single arm. So roll back, stay here. Reach both arms up towards the ceiling. And then the arms come forward and roll up. Good, one more. Roll back. Hold this curved position. Reach the arms up without flattening out your back. Bring the arms forward and roll back up. Stretch this last time. Okay, reaching back, curl and roll back, and open one arm out to the side. So bringing it into rotation, and then bring the arm forward and roll back up. This time we're going to go down the other way. So I'm rolling back and then I'm turning my chest around. Look at that back arm. Bring it forward and come back up. Good. Curl down. This is really hard. Hold the back of the thigh as you open out to the side. Scoop that arm back in and roll up. Curl back. Open out. Bring it in. And roll up. Okay, just rolling through the center. That's it. Reach both arms up in the air. Open them out to the sides. And then curl, bring them forward. 2 more of these and then we're done with these. Curl back. Hold that position. Slowly reach the arms up. Open out into a big circle. Gather them forward. Last one. Rolling back. And reach, circling around, rolling all the way back up. Okay, rolling down. You're going to keep your shoulders and your head off the ground though. So I'm just coming down to here. Okay, now I'm bringing the feet in a little bit closer towards me and then lifting the arms up to a 90-90 position and then bringing the arms down, tapping the toes down. Reach the arms and the knees up towards the ceiling. And then back down. If you need to, just hold the back of your head to give you some support or put the head all the way down onto the ground like this if you want to. So this is the easier version, or you're up in this head curl if you want to make it a little bit harder. We've got 3 more, just floating the arms and the legs and then tapping them down, lifting up and down, and last one. Good. Okay. And leave the feet down onto the ground. Pressing down through the backs of the arms into the mat and open the collarbones. Feel that the front of the chest is really wide here. And the feet are in reasonably close to the buttocks. Take a breath in. Then as you breathe out, just rock the pelvis back to flatten the back and roll up. Lifting your hips up. That's it. Press down through the backs of the arms here. Really engaging through the triceps and the palms. Inhale. And then exhale. Slowly roll down through your spine. So lower the chest down onto the mat. Then roll down through your low back. And then feel the tailbone touches. Inhale. And then exhale. So just taking these slow. Tip the pelvis back. Rolling up. Press down through the backs of the arms. Just hold it for a mo here. Take a look at your knees. Watch that your knees aren't drifting apart. They want to be coming straight out from you. Okay, next exhale as you roll down. Watch that your shoulders don't roll forward as you slowly place your spine back down the center of the mat. Good. Inhale, exhale. 1 more of these. Rolling up. Lift the hips. Really work through the backs of the legs, so working through the hamstrings and the glutes. If you're feeling it a bit in your low back, you just want to tuck your pelvis under. So draw your pubic bone towards your belly button, really engage your glutes. Inhale and exhale, slowly roll it all the way down. Okay, so the leg that's closest to me, we're just going to cross the ankle over the opposite knee, like you're going into a glute stretch. We're going to do some more bridging like this. So exhale, roll up into a bridge. Okay, hold it here. Just take a look at your pelvis. Watch that it hasn't rolled to one side. So I'm keeping my left knee is up in this figure 4 position, and my pelvis wants to drop to the left, but I'm really lifting that up. Okay, dropping down halfway, and then push through your right foot to lift up and drop halfway and lift. So you're working primarily the glute of the right leg, something into the hamstrings as well. Got 4 more of these. So lift up as high as you can. Last. I can't remember what I said. We'll do 2 more. Awesome. Okay, all the way down. Uncross that foot. Change over. Okay, rolling right up to the top. Check that you're straight. Cool. And drop down halfway and lift high. Drop and lift. Really press down through the backs of the arms still. We'll do 4 more. Last 2. Good. Okay, and then all the way down. Okay, feet both down onto the ground. Just bring the arms away from the body and bring the knees and the feet together. Okay, allow the knees to roll over towards me. So my top foot comes off the mat. And then I'm going to scoop in through my tummy muscles and bring my knees towards the same armpit. Roll onto my back and then lower the feet down to touch. Rotate the legs away from me. Use your abs to lift those knees towards the armpit and then onto your back and down the feet go. So twist, scoop and lift. Back to the center and down. Twist, scoop and lift. Keep the backs of the shoulders down. Back to the center and down. Okay, 1 more of these. Twist, scoop, onto your back, feet down, and then twist, scoop, back to the center. Hold it here. Bring the legs into a tabletop or 90-90 position. Okay, rotate the knees towards me. Keep the opposite shoulder down. So just stay with this if this is hard enough. Otherwise, we're going to can both legs out or just the top leg, and then bring the legs back to the center and bend. So I'll just do it with one leg, but feel free to do it with both. So at the top, bend both knees and then twist away from me. Stretch out one leg or both legs or none, and keep that leg extended as you come back to the center and then bend. Bend the knees at the top. Yeah, cool. Twist and stretch. Come up to the top and bend. And twist. This is the last one. Stretch and come up to the top and bend. Okay, hands around the backs of the thighs. We're going to roll up into sitting. So lifting the head, use the thighs pushing into the hands to roll up into sitting. Okay, grab hold of the band and then roll back down with it. Going to do some hip circles with it. So I'm just putting my foot into the band. So let's just start with a few stretches for the back of this leg. So take a good bend of the leg. Bring the thigh quite close to your chest, or as close as you can to your chest. And then stretch out through the back of the leg by pushing into that band. Good. Let's do a couple more of those. So bend your knee into as close to your chest as you can. See if you can keep your foot on the ceiling though, rather than letting it drop down here. Yeah. And then straighten out through the back of the leg. Okay, one more time. Bend. See if you can keep your foot parallel to the ceiling as much as you can. Yeah, that's good. Good. and then straighten out through the leg. Okay, let's stretch the other leg out to straight. Okay, I'm just going to hold onto the band with one hand into the opposite hand and then go down through the center and circle the leg around. So it's coming slightly across my body and then opening out to the side, coming up to the top. So just visualize your hip in its socket. It's a ball and socket, and it's capable of doing this really big arcing movement. So just feel that the hip is swiveling in its socket. See if you can keep the front of the thigh really relaxed and let the band support the weight of the leg so that you can get some more mobility out of it. Okay, one more this way, and then we're just going to reverse the direction of the circle. Okay, so now I'm going out to the side, reaching the leg away from me, across and back up to the top. Bring your attention to your other leg that's on the ground. Can you press that into the ground any more? Can you press the back of your knee into the ground of the other foot? Just notice if your foot is wiggling around or twisting, and see if you can keep it really still and strong. Last one. Okay, and take that band off. And we'll lasso up the other foot. Oh, we've got heaps more to do. I better hustle. Okay, so bend the leg in towards the chest and then straighten out through the back of the leg. And bend and stretch. That's it. So as you bend the leg, keep the foot up towards the ceiling and then straighten out through the back of the leg. Okay, hold the band and you're going to go down through the center with the leg, circle it around to the top. That's it. Be strong in the leg that's on the ground so it's a stable platform for you. Good, last two this way. Okay, round the other way we go. Big circles around. Got three more of these. Go as big with the circles as is comfortable for your leg. Good, and last one. Okay, bend the knee and we'll get rid of that band. Okay, legs come, actually just the closest leg comes up into that 90-90 position. I want you to take both hands to the outside of that thigh. Then you're going to curl up. So the head and shoulders comes up. You're going to use your hands to help you come into a little bit more rotation. Try not to pull the knee in towards you. It just stays at that 90-90. And then you roll back. So I'm just curling, like I'm doing this oblique crunch like this. But I'm using my hands to give me a little bit more movement out of it. So I'm just curling up and into it. Okay, you can stay with this if you want, or take one hand off to reach, or if you want to be harder again, both hands off, both hands reach up. So I'm in a bit of rotation, both hands reaching up. Three more. That's it, curling up. And last one. Oh, that was only two, Effie says. Okay, and then down you go. Other leg comes up. And then twisting away from me. So use your arms to help you into that movement. Think of sliding your breastbone down towards your belly button as you come up rather than just lifting the head. You can always support the back of your head with one hand. Okay, take one hand or both hands off and start reaching your arms past that thigh. Last two. Thing is, I can only count to two. Good, and then all the way down. Okay, stretch the arms and the legs out. Okay, we're going to do one roll up. So bring the arms up, lift the head and roll up into sitting, stretch forward. Good. Then just come lie on your side. Okay, so if you're pretty used to doing these leg ones, stay up on your elbow. If you're not, then you're going to be down like me, okay? So, body is in a long straight line. Really stretch this top leg out to straight. Hips are stacked one on top of the other. Flex the foot and bring the leg forward, and then point the toes, take the leg back. So we're just swinging the leg forward and backwards with the leg being at hip height. And so watch that the body doesn't move. It's just pivoting around the hip as you move that leg forward and back, keeping the knee straight the whole time. Try not to move your body. Swing the leg forward as far as you can, and then just take it slightly behind you. Last one. Okay, bring it forward about half that distance, and then go up and over a circle to go to the back. Swing it forward halfway and then up and over to the back. So where you want to be working here is in the glutes on the side of your hip, making sure that your hips are stacked one on top of the other, and you're just moving at that hip. Okay, last one, and then we're reversing it. These are the last glute ones of these that you have to do on this side. Rotating and then pull back. Up and over and then straight back. Up and over. Keep your hips stacked one on top of the other. Don't let yourself wiggle around. Okay, we'll do one more. Okay. Come up onto your hand. So this is the easier version of the side plank. If you want to do it on your feet, both legs are out straight like this. I'll do one at the easier version. So we're going to come up into a side plank like this, and then you're going to lift up even higher to make a side bending motion over. That's it. And then coming back and sitting the hips down. If you want to make it harder, you can either tandem the feet, so my top leg is in front of the other one, and then I'm going up and over to a big side bend stretch, and then coming back and lowering the hips down. Okay, and again, lifting up, big side bend over, good, and then back, bend the knees and come down. We've got two more, lifting up, stretch over, and back, bend the knees. Last one, lifting up, stretching over, then coming back and bending the knees. All right, come right up onto your knees. This one is thigh stretch. I'll just do it from the side. So what you're going to do here is just pivot at the knee joint and lean back. So feeling a stretch through the front of the thighs. And then come back up to upright. So hinging at the knees, keep strong through the body so that you're not arching your back. You're just leaning back, letting the thighs support you and stretching out. Good, and then forward. Keep the pubic bone really coming up towards the belly button. Last time. Lean back. Okay, take the arm that's closest to me and circle it up in the air and around. See if it can find that back heel. And stretch that other arm up. That's it. Can you get to that heel? Good. And then coming up and out of there. Really gracefully. Good. All right. Over onto the other side. We're doing that whole sequence again. So lying all the way down or propping up on your elbow. I'll show the propped elbow one this time. So stretch the leg out straight. Flex the foot. Bring it forward. And then pull it back. Forward and back. Keeping the legs straight. Don't bend your knee. That's it. Forward and back. If you're propped up on your elbow, keep lifting your ribs up and away from the floor. Good, last one of these, and then we're going into those D's. So bring the leg halfway forward and then up and over to the back. Forward, up and over. Oops, I was sagging then. I'm listening to myself. Up and over. No, we're not here for sagging things, are we? believe we said that. Forward and back. Last two. How's he going, Michelle? And then go around the other way. Thumbs up. How reassuring to have you sitting on the couch watching him do Pilates. That must be really helpful. 3 to go. There's nothing she won't do. Last time. Okay, side plank. So I'll show you the easier one the first time. Go straight into the other one if you want to. So you're going to lift those hips up, lift them high as you circle that arm over. Then come back, drop the hips. So stay with this one or go into both legs out straight. Come back. So I'll do the both legs out straight version. Up and over. Come back, bend the knees to lower the hips. Up and over. Good. Back. And last one. Okay, up onto your knees. Back into that thigh stretch. So hinging at the knees, bring my arms out in front and just lean back. Work the fronts of the thighs, they should be getting a good stretch here. And then forward. Good. Take care not to arch your back. Keep the core muscles engaged so you're just hinging at the knees. And then forward. This is the one that we hold. So go back. Try and remember which arm you did last time and do the other one. So the arm comes up. Big circle around. Grab hold of your ankle. And then stretch that arm over your head. That's it. So we're turning into a little bit of a rotation here. Good. Okay, and then coming all the way back up. And find the hands down onto the ground. So just coming into a quadruped position here. Yeah, it's fancy name for hands and knees. Exhale, round the back, look towards the belly button. And then inhale, flatten the back out, send the tailbone up and back, and lift the chest forward. Exhale, rounding the back, drop the head, and then inhale, flattening the back, pull the chest through, arch the back here. Good, one more time. Exhale, and then inhale. Okay, coming back to a pretty flat back position. You're going to tuck the toes. We're coming into a hover here. So you're just going to hover like this. Okay, the added benefit of this is that it works the supporting leg. So I'm lifting the leg that's closest to you and pulling it in towards my nose. And then I'm stretching it back behind me. I'm pulling it in and I'm stretching it out. So my right thigh is starting to burn now. Hopefully you guys are joining me in that. If this is too hard, just lower that knee down towards the ground. We got one more. Okay. And pop that foot down, lower the knees down, have a little break. Take a breath in, exhale, lift up again. That was your little break. Okay, take the weight into the opposite and then pull that knee in towards your nose and stretch it out. In and out. Two more. Last one. Okay, place that foot back down. Is that enough of that, or should we do the other one? We'll do another one. Okay. Okay, so lifting up again and hovering. This time bring the knee to the opposite elbow and then stretch it straight back. Knee to the opposite elbow, stretch it back. So just lower the knee down if it's too hard or if you've had enough. All good. Simon just asked me how your technique is. You guys look amazing. Okay, foot down and then lower all the way down. Even Catherine's still got her hoodie on, I can't believe that. And then hover the knees up, this is the last time. You're regretting that? And then knee to the opposite elbow and then stretch it out. Need the opposite elbow, stretch it out. This is the last one of these. And then we get a nice stretch. The last two. Okay, last one. Okay, and lowering down. Okay, turn around to face me. Coming into the Z sitting position. So I've got one leg folded forward and the other leg just tucked back. And I'm trying to get both sit bones flat onto the mat, which doesn't quite work with my hips, but that's kind of as good as I get there. Stretch the arms out to the side and then bring one arm down and side bend over. So opening up through these ribs. And then you come back and grab hold of my shin, stretching over the other side. Going up and over. So as I go over, I try not to let my sit bone lift off any more than what it already is. Good, one more. And over. Okay, let's swap the legs around and do this facing the other way. So the arms stretch out, sit bones down as much as you can, and then side bend over, reach that arm as long as you can, and then up and over the other way. Good, up and over, and up and over. This is the last one. Good. All right. Take it all the way down until you're lying on your tummy. Okay, hands are just resting underneath your shoulders. Forehead is down on the ground. Lift the belly button up and off the floor. Relax your legs. We're coming into cobra. So inhale and then exhale. Just tip the nose forward, peeling up into a little baby back bend. So watching that you're not using your low back here. Just think of pulling the chest through. And then lay the chest back down onto the ground. Inhale and exhale. Tip the nose forward, peeling up. I'm barely using my hands on the ground. I'm thinking more of dragging my hands back towards my feet and then lowering down. Good. Peeling up and lowering down. Okay, just one more of these. So working through your thoracic spine to get this into a backward bend here. Thinking of pulling the breastbone through, arching that upper back. Do you want to say one more? It now seems I can't even count to 2. All right, and then all the way down. Okay, stretching the arms out over your head. Okay, and then I'm lifting my left foot off the ground. Hold it there. Can I lift my right arm? Stretching my right arm and hovering it off the ground. And then lower down. Stretch the right leg. Lengthen and lift the left arm. And then lower down. And stretch and lift. If you're really tight in your shoulders, this is an option for you. Just coming into hands and knees and into a Superman. So I'll just carry on doing this, and Simon's doing the one where he's lying on the ground. So if it's a real battle to lift your arms, then come into Superman. Stretch and lower, and last time, stretch and lower. Okay, everyone come up onto their knees like me, hands and knees. Walk your arms out in front of you, up onto your fingertips. Keep the hips up high and lower the chest down towards the ground. That's it. So I'm stretching out through my shoulders, lowering my chest towards the ground. And then come back up onto hands and knees. Okay, flatten the hands out. And then you're going to lift the hips up into a pike or downward dog, whatever you know this as. Okay. The leg that's closest to me, we're going to lift that high in the air. Lift the leg high in the air. That's it. And then bend the leg, bring it through as high as you can.
hopefully somewhere near the hands, into a long lunge. So lowering that back knee down, lift the arms up. So I'm stretching through the front of my hip flexor on the right. That's it. And then I'm going to turn and rotate towards you guys. So bring my opposite hand to my thigh and just over into a twist. That's it. Relax your shoulders. Good. Bring the arms back up through the center. Hands go down either side of that front foot. And then you're going to lift into a pyramid shape. So stretching out through that front hamstring. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? Okay. Bend your knee a little bit and go back into downward dog. Okay, lifting the other leg up, high as you can. That's it. And then bring that leg through, close to your hands as you can, into a long lunge. Straighten out through that back leg to start with. That's it. Lower the back knee down and lift yourself up. Reach your arms up to the ceiling. Good. Circle the arms around into rotation. Bring the arms back up to the ceiling, hands either side of that front foot, and stretch into pyramid. Bend that front leg, go back into down dog. So now that you know it, we'll do that one more time. Lifting the leg into the air, three-legged dog. Swoop that leg through between the hands, long lunge, look forward. Straighten out through that back leg. Lower the back knee down, lift the arms to the ceiling. Rotate towards me. Front, back, opposite hand to the knee. Yeah, lift the chest up. Bring the arms back up to the ceiling. Hands either side of that front foot, pyramid. Stretch that front hamstring. See how straight you can get it. Bend to the knee into down dog. Lift the other leg high to three-legged dog. Look forward, bring that foot forward. Long lunge, straight back leg. That's it. Lower that back knee down, lift the arms up. Hip flexor stretch. Rotate towards that front bent knee into a twist. Bring the arms back up to the ceiling and then either side of that front foot into pyramid. That's it. Back into down dog. And then you're going to slowly walk your feet towards your hands. Take a big bend to the knees, look forward. And then drop the head, slowly rolling all the way up. Reach the arms up to the ceiling. Circle them around, out to the sides. Just going to do one more roll down to finish off the class. So circle the arms out to the side, reach right up. And then circle the arms, roll all the way down. Bend the knees, look forward. Yeah. Straighten out through the backs of the legs, hang the head, take a breath in and then take your time. Just roll up, one vertebrae up at a time. Then reach the arms up to the ceiling. And circle the arms out to the sides. And just bring your weight evenly back onto your feet before you finish. All right. Thanks, guys. I'm just going to turn that